Hello and welcome to the 90's Guyz podcast. My name is Brian.
And I'm Jed.
And this is our show.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for joining us. Episode number 4.
4.
Yeah, baby.
We are on our way.
Yeah, we are. It's been good so far. I've been having a lot of fun with this.
This has been a blast.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we were just discussing off air. This is kind of the perfect gig for us because we both have faces for radio.
I know.
Which, you know how they can discover that we do have those faces?
If they check out our social media.
Bingo.
We have a Twitter, a Instagram, and a Facebook page. So why don't you hit us up on that?
Finally.
Yeah.
What do they look up?
It is the 90's podcast guy. Or, sorry, wrong thing. It's the 90's Guyz podcast, and the Guyz has a Z.
With a Z.
With a Z, and it's all one word.
Right.
And we also have email address at Gmail, same thing, podcast guys. I keep messing this up. I'm just not doing a good thing. It's the 90's Guyz podcast at gmail.com with a Z. I know, I'm an idiot tonight.
No, I love it. It's been
a long day.
It's been a long day for me, too.
Very long day.
But you know what? That's the beauty of this, because we're idiots and we like to...
Yes. Yeah, I'm glad I can make you laugh because,
I'm laughing.
I'm over here, drowning. And you're instead of throwing me a little...
Life raft,
you're just watching me drown.
I have one, but
you bastard.
I like to watch you flail.
You do.
So, just to repeat, in case they don't speak whatever language you're speaking.
Yes.
It's the 90's Guyz podcast at gmail.com for email.
Yes, for email. And it's a Z at the end of Guyz.
Right. And if they want to see us on social media, the 90's Guyz podcast, all one word.
Yes.
Perfect. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace?
We should really
we
get
should
into
get
that.
a MySpace.
And get, what about STL Punk? I heard that was a thing for a while.
Yeah. What's that?
Oh, this is me being old. It was when I was in middle school and high school. It was kind of like Facebook. It was called STL Punk, and it was for people to listen to like punk rock music and stuff like that to stay in touch. And yeah, it's not been around for like probably 10 years.
Oh my
if not longer. So
follow us on Facebook.
Yes.
And all the other ones.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I got something to tell you, and I think you're going to be pretty happy about this.
Okay.
Okay? I need to congratulate you, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Seriously.
Really? Should I give myself an applaud?
I'll give you an applause right now. So, of all the people who have ever lived on Earth, roughly 7% are alive right now. And guess what? You're one of them!
I am?
You are!
Woohoo! What do I win?
Life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's about it.
That's kind of a downer.
I know. But you know what the upside is?
What?
All those dead bastards, they get nothing.
That's true. They don't get to enjoy hearing our podcast.
That's right.
Oh my! It sucks to be them.
Yeah,
it really does.
Although I do have to say, if Giglio Marconi, who created the radio, heard this podcast,
he would uninvent it.
He would uninvent it.
Yes, he would. He would run away and be like, I can't believe I did that.
He would cut the wires.
Yes, and then kill himself.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'll tell you what. This happened the other day, and I think it's just the most ridiculous thing ever. If you're 9 months pregnant, are you going to a concert?
Yes.
Are you really?
I am, but it would be really weird for me to be 9 months pregnant.
Yeah, well, you kind of look like you got it going on.
Yeah, well, that's a food baby. That's completely different.
I'm sorry. So a woman gave birth at a Pink concert.
What?
Yeah. And so what does she do?
She gets an autograph.
She gets on the baby.
On the baby. You're at a Pink concert.
That's true.
Okay.
She names the baby after Pink.
What's Pink's name?
I have no idea. I don't do that kind of research.
Oh, you don't do that research?
No, I really don't.
You really need to. I mean, I know that I'm messing up our social media stuff, but at least I was prepared. I mean, seriously, Brian, come on.
Your brain wasn't.
No, but that's never prepared. Hence the reason we have the show.
Amen.
Yep.
So there's more evidence that there is just a plethora of stupid people out in the world.
And 2 of them are right here?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the evidence.
Yeah, right.
No. This woman over in Spain.
Oh, yeah.
You hear about this?
Yes.
So she, a couple months back, she paid a hitman $8,000 to kill her boyfriend. Okay. Then a couple months goes by and she goes, hey, this guy's still alive.
What?
So she goes and she calls the cops.
You can't trust anybody anymore.
That's the lesson. If you're going to get a hitman, get a reliable one.
Yes.
There's Angie's List. There's Craigslist.
But
review sites.
Sometimes crime does pay.
That's true.
I mean, that guy got away with $8,000.
Yeah.
So he stole from her.
Yeah, and that's why she called the cops.
She should sue him for what is that? Not following through or I can't think of what that is.
There's a lawsuit there.
Yeah,
we know that.
I know. She should get all her, and then she could pain and suffering.
Pain and
Add
suffering.
another $1 million on for pain and suffering.
$1 million.
Yeah.
You know what?
She still has to deal with her boyfriend.
That's true.
I mean,
You don't think he dumped her?
I have no idea.
She's pretty hot out here. I wouldn't.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, she wants you dead though.
Well, sometimes you put up with that. So she's in jail now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If
Oh,
you
maybe
believe
she's
that.
hanging out with Cardi B.
Cardi B. Yeah. Oh, can you believe that?
I know. We talked about it on one of the other podcasts that she got in trouble and now she's going to jail.
Right. Well, for all of you that don't know what we talked about last time, Cardi B was in a fight at a strip club.
Yep. Visiting her old friends.
Right. Her old coworkers.
Her old stopping ground.
And she is now up on charges. And I heard she pled not guilty today.
Oh, the last thing I saw is that she was going to be going to jail.
See, I believe it because I think she has like 17 indictments against her.
Yeah.
That is serious stuff. I don't care if you're a celebrity.
Well, I mean, she was really upset. I think, didn't her and her husband just get a divorce?
No, I think they're back together.
Are they again? Yeah. I was listening to something over the weekend and they were talking about how they got divorced.
You know what, though? I wouldn't be surprised if they got divorced like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which is where we'll be once this podcast explodes.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to stay here. You can
Not
go to
me.
Hollywood. We'll do it over the phone.
I'm a big ass kisser. I'm going to make it.
Okay. I'm not saying we're not going to be big. I'm just saying I'm not going to Hollywood.
Okay.
We'll just have to do it over the phone.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to miss me too much.
I know, I will. Okay, that's something we wanted to get to. We've talked about this off the air. We wanted to talk about this. Little background. Jed and I have been friends for a long, long time. And one of our favorite pastimes was watching the show Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yep.
And I'm sure everyone's heard now, Beth passed away.
May she rest in peace.
Yes. We love Beth.
Yeah, we were talking about how kind of, she was kind of a big bitch, but that's kind of what we liked about her because, she got the job done. She kept Dog in check, and she got the job done.
And they all loved her, too.
Oh, yeah. I loved her to death. She was my favorite, person on that show.
Definitely.
Yeah, so, and she was always just running her mouth.
Yep.
And didn't take crap from nobody.
I know. And my favorite thing was, too, she'd have those gloves
with the fingernails
cut out, and then the big nappy fingernails.
Oh, yeah. She's got to scratch people's backs.
Oh, Dog
That's part of being a mom.
Oh, he must have had quite the back scratches in his day.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's so sad. I mean, she was 51 years old.
Yes, she was young.
And she died of stage 4 lung cancer.
I thought it was only stage 2.
Stage 4.
Stage 4. Oh, it was lung cancer. It was throat cancer the first time.
They say, right here, I have died Wednesday of stage 4 lung cancer at age 51.
Wow, that's news to me because the last thing I heard is that she had stage 2 throat cancer. Because I remember they did the documentary on her when she had the cancer. The first time was going through it, and she had to have surgery on her throat and all that because of it.
Was she a smoker?
I think she used to be, but actually, I think shortly before the show started, because she was always trying to get Dog to quit smoking.
Right.
And I think she admitted that she used to be a smoker, but she quit.
I can see that.
So, which, that's just, I really feel for Dog. I mean, he truly loved her. Yeah, they fought a lot and they got on each other's nerves, but you look at some of those shows and they were like little kids, goofing around with each other.
He'd once in a while come up and give her a little tap on the butt or a little kiss, and it just made your heart melt.
Yeah. So, and then I just, the whole family, because I know that, I mean, they're from, as somebody who's from a divorced family and remarried, sometimes step parents and stuff can be rough to go through all that, and they really seem to get along pretty well. I mean, they were all pretty close, it seemed like. I mean, I know they had some issues, but...
Sure, that's any family.
I think all the kids truly loved her, and Dog truly loved her, and...
Yeah.
So...
Well, they even said, Dog revealed, I think it was maybe yesterday, that her last words were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Yeah, all she was caring about was the family.
Everyone else.
She's the one passing, and she was worried about everybody else.
What's that tell you about her?
She had a good heart, I think.
Unbelievable heart.
Yeah.
Great person. So this is a big loss, and I'll tell you what, Dog's a tough, strong person.
Yeah.
He's going to get through this. But I'll tell you what, I can't even imagine losing a spouse.
Right.
I can't.
Well, you're the one of us that's married, so
That's right.
And I'd be upset if something happened to her.
We
You go
both
ahead and
would.
go. I don't care. I mean, I'll do this thing on my own, but
What?
I'm just joking. You know, I need you.
You need me. So let's just say rest in peace, Beth Chapman.
And you will be missed.
You will be greatly missed. So don't forget, we now have social media.
Yes.
Oh, and also we got to remind people where they can download this podcast.
Oh, yeah, we haven't said that yet either.
Yeah. So you can find it on SoundCloud.
Yes.
And you can also find it on YouTube for now.
Yeah.
We're going to be branching out, but that's where we're at for now.
Where we started. And like we've been saying, we're fairly new. So we're, trying to make sure we make the right moves to get this out to you guys.
Yep. This is a very wise man said this. He said, started from the bottom, now we something like that.
Okay.
Right?
Now we
That was the worst attempt at speaking rap I've ever done.
Yeah, well, no, it's not the worst, but it's the worst when you're done on air.
All right. Well, hey, I think the next segment we're getting to our featured segment. Jed's keeping it a secret from me.
I am keeping it a secret.
I'm pretty curious. Is this something that let me pry a little bit? Something that I'm going to relate to?
This is something that you and I both love. And I don't mean like a lot. No, we love.
Whoa. Okay. I'm really excited.
All right.
All right.
You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Well, we're going to have to wait a little bit.
Just a couple minutes.
Just a couple minutes.
We'll be right back.
Yep.
Just a few minutes. We'll be right
Try
back.
not to miss us too much.
Try not to. All right. We are the 90s guys, and we will be right back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the 90s Guys podcast. So it's summertime, and that means a lot of people are doing projects on their homes. If you're doing anything that involves glass, you have to call my friends over at Presley's Glass. They are a wonderful, wonderful business, in business for 25 years, which doesn't happen if you're not doing great work. They're a family-owned business, and what they do is they replace all kinds of glass, windows, mirrors, shower enclosures, you name it, they do it. One thing they pride themselves on is making sure that your project is done on time and, more importantly, done right. They want to make sure that you are 100% happy with everything that happens in your project involving glass. They do everything from residential to commercial, so my friends who own buildings and different commercial complexes, make sure you give them a call. They do that kind of work too. Give them a shout at 636-257-4885 or online at presleysglass.com. Presley spelled Presley, glass.com. Again, Presley's Glass, located in the St. Louis area, doing awesome work. Give them a call, 636-257-4885. Hello and welcome to the 90s Guys podcast. My name's Brian.
I'm Jed.
Jedediah. Jed, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
It's
How you
great
doing,
to
sir?
see you. I'm
It's good
fine.
to see you too.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Oh, so I guess we should get on to the topic at hand.
Ooh, okay. I'm excited. You were tickling my ass with a feather.
I was.
But besides that, tell me what the topic is.
So, I'm going to try to, take as long as I can and slow to release this because I think you're going to be very excited about this.
Okay.
This is something that you and I know a lot about. Something you and I have partaken in together.
Heroin? No. I don't advocate that. I don't advocate it. But no, don't do it.
Just saying.
Okay.
It is something that we enjoyed watching together. Any thoughts yet? It's not necessarily from the 90s.
Oh, is it Scrubs?
It is Scrubs.
Yes, Scrubs!
So, As far as me and Brian loving Scrubs, we also do call each other by nicknames. He is my Vanilla Bear.
And you're my Chocolate Bear.
That is correct. And Eagle! We are obsessed with Scrubs. We have been for a long time.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
I absolutely love the show, and so does Brian.
It's wildly entertaining, and the storylines not only are hilarious, but they pull on your heartstrings.
No, they get very serious, too, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Scrubs, for me, was kind of an interesting discovery. I discovered it just by coming home every single day after school. It would always be on Comedy Central at 3 o'clock.
You used to watch it on Comedy Central,
Yep.
Well, the funny story about me with Scrubs is my brother John loved it. And I would always sit there and be like, it's just not another one of those stupid doctor shows. I don't want to watch this.
Right.
So it took me till the 4th season to actually sit down and watch it with him. I watched one episode and was absolutely hooked and followed it the rest of the way through. I mean, oh my goodness, I absolutely loved that show.
Yeah.
And I wish it was still here.
I know. And you know what? It went on for, was it 9 seasons?
8 good.
Right.
But 9 total.
Well, because the 9th season, most of the main cast was gone.
Yeah. I mean, Donald Faison was still on it, and so was Dr. Cox's character.
Right.
And Zach Braff, otherwise known as JD, and Sarah Chalke, who is Dr. Elliot, they would make appearance occasionally, but they weren't the main people like it was before.
Yeah.
And it was all about a college. So I guess Sacred Heart had gotten bought out by some school and became a teaching hospital instead of, just being the stupid hospital it was.
The crummy rundown.
With the janitor that wanted to kill people.
Yes.
So when you never know what his name really is.
Can I play some for you real quick?
You can.
Okay. I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You know what? Speak for yourself. I am a Superman.
No, so I absolutely love that show, and I thought about it today, and I was like, oh my goodness, that would shock him that we would talk about this.
Yes.
Because we still quote, we'll send random text messages to each other that is Scrubs quotes.
Oh my gosh.
To this day. And the show hasn't been on since, for 6 years now, something like that?
Oh, if not more.
If not more, and we still talk about it constantly.
Okay. Favorite Scrubs quote, go.
Oh.
I know, it's tough.
Oh, man. I will tell you, actually, one of my favorite quotes of anything Scrub-wise, and it's more of a time that JD was talking, and it's more serious. And it was the time when everybody was in relationships except for JD, and they were all complaining about it. And he gets really upset and is like, shut up. I'm so sick of hearing you guys. And then the one phrase that he says is how hard it is to feel alone in a room full of people.
Yeah.
And I just, ever since I heard that, I mean, that hit me so hard that whatever.
Amen.
And I was just like, that by far is one of my favorite lines in all of Scrubs. I mean, and there's so many other ones that are hilarious. Like anything Dr. Cox says, especially when he goes on his rants.
The rants.
Oh my goodness. And then the best part, I think one of my favorite parts is that one of the last couple episodes, JD makes the giant book of Dr. Cox,
the scrapbook.
Yeah, and they're reading it together, and he's still doing it,
Right.
But and then with the tiki necklaces. So there's so much in that show that I absolutely loved.
Right. How about also the variety of girls' names that Dr. Cox would call JD?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Patricia, Barbara.
I love the one when he's going through his mind to figure out what name he hasn't called him yet, and he's. The show is great on so many levels, and I mean, he was the perfect Dr. Cox. And then the other one who everybody hated him at first, but by the time the show ended, was Dr. Kelso. He had some of the funniest one-liners later on in the series that I just, oh my goodness, he was hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was funny too because then he became he wasn't in charge of the hospital anymore at a certain point. And so then you were able to love him because he was like whatever I'll just do what I want.
Well, that's like the episode when he goes sick and he's in the hospital, or he's in the hospital because he ate some bad shellfish or something like that. And he's walking around with Dr. Cox talking to him with the back of his gown open, and he's like, do you want to put on some underwear? And he's like, no, it's for the ladies.
Okay, tell me if you remember this one. It was Elliot and Carla were sitting at a table in the cafeteria.
Okay.
And Carla had some cleavage showing.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy's walking by with a piece of cake. And she kind of gives a little squeeze on the midsection. Yep. And the guy just drops his cake in front of her and says, here you go.
Yeah.
And then
JD.
Little Elliot goes, that is ridiculous. You can't just get cake by going like this. And she does it. Someone plops cake right on her plate.
Well, and then JD does it. He's like, and Carlos, I think is the guy's name.
Yeah.
Drops cake, and he goes, and then he licks his finger and rubs his nipple. There's one for the road.
One for the road. It's just incredible.
Oh my goodness! I mean, we so many times, like we just, oh my goodness, we would just sit there and just go nuts about Scrubs and talking to each other.
It's one of those shows that you become a hardcore fan of. You just can't help it.
Oh yeah, and I mean, people that were fans of, I got some people into Scrubs, and they became obsessed with Scrubs after I got it in. And they're like, "Oh, it's just one of those doctor shows." I go, "No, it's not. It's a comedy. Don't get me wrong. There's serious parts in it.
Yeah,
and some of them are super, super tough.
Oh my god!
But 90% of it is just two best friends being completely stupid.
Yes.
I mean, the fact that even on Turk and Carla's honeymoon, JD went down and they kept it from her and all that stuff. And he's like, well, he forgot his favorite lotion.
It was so funny. I got my wife Kat into it a couple months back, and her favorite thing to do now is try to imitate Dr. Cox's that inflection in his voice. I'm trying to think of yeah, exactly. Yeah, so she tries that. She's terrible at it, but I love when she does that impression. And then can I read you a Dr. Cox quote I just found?
Dr. Quacks?
A Dr. Quacks. He was a real quack.
Dr. Quacks up in here.
It was Turk and JD playing basketball outside. Dr. Cox comes up and says, if the next two words out of your mouth aren't see ya, then the third will be, oh my God, my crotch. You punched me in the crotch.
Oh, and then the other one is Dr. Cox had some great ones, like when Turk is trying to tell him how black he is, and it just everything he does is extremely white, and they show up in the minivan, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna get some spinners and whatever," and the Carlos like, "And a little DVD player in the back so the kids can watch Elmo," and he's like, "Everything you do is white."
That's incredible. Can I play you one of Dr. Cox's famous rants?
Yes.
Here it comes. It's coming. And go. Well, hold on. And ready, set.
I don't want to be a doctor.
Fine. I'm going to go ahead and tell you how it ends. Dr. Phil says, and how is that working out for you? And then a big fat lady cries, wah. All right. I'm sure you're wondering why I accepted the position of residency director, considering my disdain for, well, all of you. Is it the extra $4 a week in my paycheck, or is it the fact that I finally have a chance to make a difference in this godforsaken hellhole? It's all about the $4, trust me.
It's all about the $4.
My money is contingent on you lemmings actually doing your jobs. I would say that now is a pretty good time for you to scurry on back to work so that I can continue to afford the antidepressants that keep me so damn jolly.
It's all about the $4.
It is. It's all about the $4. I think, and then his relationship with his son Jack.
Oh,
like some of the fatty. Yeah. I'm just teaching my kid to tell it like it is.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
Oh man,
unbelievable. What about the dynamic? This is something I think was probably the most prevalent theme throughout the entire series. The tension and the sexual and the just relationship that JD and Elliot had.
Oh yeah. I mean, that goes back to the when they finally decide to get back together we're assuming good.
Right.
We're pretty much thinking they got married and I know in the last season during whatever she was pregnant and it seemed like they were married.
Yeah.
But I mean, we don't necessarily know that for sure.
Right.
But when they're in the coffee shop and they're asking each other if they see each other in a sexual way anymore, and like she's in a bearskin bikini, flipping her hair around, and then takes his shirt off or whatever, and then they fade back to the whatever, and he's actually standing there with no shirt on, and she's like, put your shirt on.
Him and his daydreams.
Yeah. Oh, and those are some of the best. The Sasquatch playing ping pong.
Yes.
Oh, they don't ever show it, but his eyes just go back and forth.
Yeah.
We took him out for cotton candy.
Can I give you a couple more really funny Scrub moments?
Yes.
Okay. So, here are some of the best moments.
Don't worry about the patient. Turk was already there, learning by doing.
Charge, clear!
Plus, it turns out the guy was just sleeping, attached to a faulty monitor.
That was episode 1.
Diagnosis,
Yes.
Acute cholecystitis. Estimated blood loss, 150 cc's. And I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need. 2 patient transferred to recovery room, awake and stable.
Just because I occasionally say something stupid doesn't mean I'm in the hospital going door to door annoying people like some crazed Jehovah's Witness. Oh, you're not?
No. My mother is.
He's black, too. You should tease him about that.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Oh, yeah. And then going back to that with Elliot was the part where he's like, oh, when did you meet Morgan Freeman? That's my mom.
That's my mom.
I will tell you, my brother's favorite part, and it gets me every single time. I think it's from the same episode. It's 2 of them. And one, it's right after Turk and Carla get married, and JD is trying to find a place to live. And he's walking around with Rowdy, the dead dog.
Yep, the dead stuffed dog.
And so first he can't find a place to go, and so they're yelling at him about it, and he's like, what are you talking about? I have cable and a dead dog. I have plenty of options. And then so they come back and whatever, and he thinks they're going to let him back in, and they decide not to, and he's walking out the door slowly, like with his head hanging down, and he's like, bye, Mr. Saxophone Man. Now I know why your songs are so sad. And it's a picture of a guy playing the sax on the wall. And then his other one is Dr. Cox and Jack. And it's when his buddy comes, his black friend comes in,
Right.
and they always are competing against each other. And so he's trying to pep up his son and get him ready to go. And he's like, all right, now bring it in. Win Daddy's Love on 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Win Daddy's Love.
And I know we made a reference to it earlier, but we haven't talked about it.
Eagle, yeah, it's spinning JD around, man.
Yeah. It's so funny, too. Like, probably maybe one of my favorite moments ever, too, was when Turk and Carla got back from, was it their...
Yes, their honeymoon.
Yes,
and
JD's up in the window going, Turk! And then, JD!
Yeah.
And then they run in, and then Turk runs in, and JD runs down, and all of a sudden, JD's downstairs, and Turk's up in the window. JD!
Yeah.
Took them an hour and a half to find each other.
So, I
Incredible.
mean, just all about that show. It was just all around, just a very well done show, and I was sad to see it go.
Me too.
I was really bummed.
Did you think it was time, though?
In a way, yes, because I know that, I mean, as a fan, I know that the ratings have been slipping and stuff like that, and they had switched to a different network.
They went to
And,
ABC.
Yeah, and that's usually the start of the downfall. But the weird thing is I by far think one of their best seasons was season 8, which was the last of... And I think it's because they knew it was over, so they just kind of let it go and just acted goofy and whatever. And the fact that Zach Braff and Donald Faison are friends in real life really showed into that show, and I think that's another reason why it was so good.
Right. And I saw recently that I think that Donald Faison, Zach Braff, I don't know his name, but the guy who played Dr. Cox.
It's John McGinley or something like that.
Yeah, right. And Sarah Chalky all got together. Oh, and the creator of the show, Bill Lawrence.
Yeah.
And his wife who played...
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
They all got together for Easter, I saw.
Oh, really?
Is that amazing?
That's so awesome.
I love
It seems
that.
like they were also really good friends.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you look at the janitor, Neil Flynn. I
Yes.
think that's his name. He's been doing all kinds. I mean, he was in that Middle show.
The Middle.
Now he's on Abby's Place, which is a story about a girl who owns a bar or something like that.
Right.
But he's popping up all over the place, and he's having himself. And I mean, the funniest thing about that, the janitor was supposed to last just one episode.
Right.
It was just supposed to be that, and then that was it. And then they just decided, no, let's let him do whatever. And then how have we not mentioned, please tell me you remember this, the Todd. Come on, how have we not mentioned
You know
the
what?
Todd
I'm
yet?
disappointed in myself.
Oh,
The Todd,
man.
the banana hammocks.
The banana hammock himself.
Oh my gosh! How about the high five?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you want to talk about somebody who had issues?
Yes.
So,
But he was a brilliant surgeon.
He was because shiny scalpel.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched Scrubs, you gotta go and watch it. It's on Hulu right now.
Yes. Yeah, it is on Hulu, yes, which is how I watch it now. Even though the funny thing is I have them all on DVD and I still watch them
DVD,
on
huh?
Hulu. DVD.
DVD? That's a 90s throwback.
That is a 90s. Actually, yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, hey, this podcast is all about stuff from the 90s and 2000s, and we can say without a doubt, Scrubs was one of the very best things to come out of the 2000s.
And I knew that it would make you happy as soon as I said it.
I'm delighted.
I know, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was one hell of a podcast,
It was.
if I can say so.
I'll allow it.
Let me say it again. That was one hell of a podcast.
That's too many times now.
That was one heck of a podcast.
There you go.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us. Don't forget, we now have social media. Follow us at the 90s Guys Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
And please email us and let us know if there's a show, TV show, cartoon, whatever, toy that you want us to actually talk about. Because we want you to be a part of this as much as we are a part of this. We'd be doing this anyway, just sitting around in each other's houses.
Yep.
So talking about the same stuff.
The 90s Guys Podcast at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Don't forget, Guys is with a Z.
Yes.
And also, we had to mention that we will be releasing brand new podcasts every Wednesday and Sunday.
Yes. And we have talked about maybe doing 3.
We're hoping that we can get to a point where we can do 3. Might be happening pretty soon.
Yeah. So, and then, let us know. The other thing we're talking about right now, we're starting at just about around a half hour.
Yep.
And if you enjoy this and want to hear longer, us two idiots being stupid for longer, let us know. So,
Let us know.
Yeah.
And, also, you can find us on SoundCloud and YouTube right now. So,
Yes.
if you want to download, subscribe, make sure you do it there. We'll be on other platforms very soon.
Yes, we will. Yes.
Yep.
So,
So that's going to do it for today's podcast. My name's Brian,
I'm Jed.
and we will see you next time